Alright, we got the ball rolling, and we are live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, hello, welcome, and how are you? Welcome to another Bullish Bears live stream. I'm your host, Kevin Dubrisky. We're going to be going over some futures, some stock market relative strength, weakness. Just going to see what trade setups we might have today, too. So let's take a quick look right at the daily time frame, right out the gate, because I want to know, are we above previous day high, previous day low? Where are we currently trading? And the first thing I do see is that, hey, guess what? We have our range high, our range low from this range day. We were finally able to break it here. We continued. And now it looks like overnight we had a strong gap lower to the downside. Now, because of that gap lower, that doesn't really make me bearish. That just tells me that we opened lower and tried to pull back. So I am still bullish on the daily. But we're going to have to see. Maybe we'll want to come down to this pivot right here. And we'll call this pivot, let's see, we'll just call it pivot. That's like a daily pivot. We'll call it a DP, daily pivot. We'll do DP, daily pivot. All right, good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you guys were able to tune into the free webinar I hosted this past Saturday on Apex Trader funding. Really good stuff. Guys, look how great this 58.88, guys. This is something I was looking for on Friday, right? But I said we were too high from it. We're probably not going to come retest it. So we were able to scalp some longs that day. I think we even took a short in the morning. But now at this point, what I'd really like to see is this 588. So what I could do is we could delete this, delete some of these older zones. We don't really, well, we'll go on a lower time frame. Make sure that they're not necessarily relevant. Oh, it's choppy right now? Let's see. Yeah, video through maintenance smoothing stream. YouTube is not receiving enough video. That's strange. YouTube, let's see. Is that any better? We'll see if we can get it a little better. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it smooths out. Fairchild, you keep me posted. Let me know if anything changes. Right now I'm looking for ES 58.88. I'm looking for a quick response because I'm looking at this pre-market low down here, 58.92. It's a PML pre-market low, which is also sell-side liquidity. So 2 alerts down here. I'm looking for longs to start stacking up down there. Good morning, guys. So 4 hour. Pretty sure this is a 4 hour demand zone right here. It is a 4 hour demand zone. 3 hour. A little bit of a 3 hour supply zone right here. I'm going to take a look at this green zone and figure out if this was a demand zone or not. If it wasn't, it was good, much better now. Awesome. I want to see this blue zone. Yeah, it's really worked as support, and then it worked as resistance for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this green zone. It looks like this was just like a fair value gap, maybe on the hourly. I don't really need that anymore because it was ran through already. So this blue zone, this is a great area of interest. This was also our range high from this day's range, right? So we had a range high. We were able to break it, hold it, and now we were able to break back within this range. So unless we fail this demand zone, if we fail this demand zone, we'll probably see 53.86. But if we hold this demand zone and we stay bullish like we have been, then I'm going to be looking for longs, and we'll see if we can find a good setup down here. And obviously our trade, our entry, will have a much tighter stop loss than 11 points. It's going to depend on where we are entering on Bookmap. So Bookmap, I'm looking for 58.88 and 58.88. I have 58.90s, a pretty strong passive buyer down there. So we'll see. Something we can also do, guys, is look at our volume profile. So here's our volume profile from Thursday. And from Thursday, it shows that our range is up here, very low volume down here. So let's drag this out, and we're going to make this our daily volume profile. And how to make this our daily volume profile is we're just going to drag it to the 6 p.m. candle from Sunday's open, because that's the futures market is open 23 hours a day. So now this is our daily, and what do I see? Well, what I see right out the gate is I see this low volume shelf at this blue area that I had marked out. So again, I have a potential long position, now I have a potential short position. So now we could bring our text tool and we could say, let's do the eyes and we'll look for shorts, look for shorts. And then the other place we're going to be looking for long. So we could even Control C, Control V, make a copy of that and look for longs. Because now what I have, guys, is I have my range. We have our highs, we have our lows, and I see at these lows, at the moment, there's lower volume down here because we haven't really traded into it. Now, when the market does open, and let's say we do start pushing into this demand zone, I'm going to be watching the volume profile over here to see if it wants to remain weak, which will be a signal to buy, or if it remains weak and then volume starts to increase on the subgraph volume, which tells me that current candle might be giving us a reversal. So there are definitely a few things I'm going to be looking for today on ES. Now, this is our daily. Now, this would also sort of be our weekly volume profile as well, because our week just started, right? Today's Monday, so this was our Sunday open. So this is going to be the same volume profile that I leave there. Let's see. So if we go to the 45-minute, you'll see that I have my 45-minute volume profile. That was from last week's volume profile. And if we click that, we check it out. This is from May 11th. This was last week. We have our strong move higher. And now look at this demand zone. Check this out, guys. Confirming my bullish demand zone down here. This is our low volume shelf. Now again, I'm looking for buyers to step in when we have low volume. So I will look for buyers to step in this 58.84 to 58.70. So now I'm finding a closer range. Now on the volume profile, you see how thick these bars are, how it goes from about 59.14 to about 59.07. If we wanted to, we go to the input, row size, and we can make it a bit smaller. And with that, a bit larger. And what that'll do is that'll give us more rows and a little bit more accuracy. Look at this, guys. Again, 50,000 volume, up here 300,000, 400,000, very low volume down here. This is what I'm looking for longs. I would love to see some buyers step in that demand zone. That's huge. Now, guys, here's another trick with the volume profile. Because today's Monday and we don't have a full week of information to look at, I keep the previous week's volume profile, which is this one now, for the first day or two of this week, for Monday and Tuesday. So I could look at those relative price areas from last week going into this week for the first couple days. Then once these first few days develop, then I'm able to move it forward and look at this current week's volume profile. Because right now, this current week's volume profile and the daily volume profile are the same thing. So this is what I'm looking for. It's looking nice. It's looking all right. I'd like to look for some longs down here, but some shorts possibly up here as well. Could look for some 30-minute or 15-minute supply or demand zones. See if we have anything starting to line up. We do have a little bit of a supply zone right here, but I'd like to see if there's any other time frame there. We have an hourly, it seems, right there. So here's an hourly supply zone I'm going to mark out. Supply. And again, guys, now this hourly supply zone, that could work as my target on long positions. It could work as an entry for short positions. However, I'm trying to look at it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, S1 hour. Something else I might look for is we have our gap fill, right? So here's our 3:30 candle close. Our gap fill is all the way up here now, right next to our previous day high. So here's our gap, because we're looking at the New York session close, which is at 4 o'clock. So we would look at the 3:30 candle close because we're looking at the 30-minute time frame. So here's our gap is all the way up here. And at the moment, our gap size is over 1%. And as we know, when gaps are over 1%, there's a very slim chance that the gap actually gets filled. With that being said, there's more of a chance that we fill that 50% retracement of the gap, and that 50% retracement of the gap, well, how do you like that? Lines up right with my supply zone. So again, might also look for some shorts up here as well. We could look to copy paste this. Two zones I'm looking for around the shorts, right? Now, I usually mark this out a couple different ways. I could either number these, 1, 2, 3. This blue zone, I might not look for shorts there, right? I might be a little more patient. I did like how on the, the 15, we had the low volume shelf there. So I am interested in this zone, but not as strong, right? Because this is my supply zone, and the supply zone has even less volume. Look at the low volume up here, right? So when buyers tried to step in here with volume, they didn't, because volume did not step in. Therefore, price failed. Price wasn't accepted at higher levels, and we moved lower. So I'd be looking for the same situation. So I'm going to delete this looking for shorts there. Now, these are the two zones I'm looking for, the extremes. I'm looking for the extremes today. If we could get to this extreme high up here, top of our range, I'll look for shorts. Extreme low, I'll look for longs, target the highs. So either way, I'm looking to trade the range, but buy the lows, sell the highs. This is on ES, guys. So we can take a look at NASDAQ as well. Let me just pull up the Discord, make sure. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well. Let's pull up NQ. You guys, make sure you stick around. We will go live for the live market open. We'll take some live trades as well. All right, guys, NASDAQ's got more of a pullback in store for it. So let's take a quick look real quick on NQ and just see, you know, previous day high, previous day low, current range, stuff of that nature. Okay, here we go. So, guys, something I want to point out right off the bat on NASDAQ is check this out. So we had on ES, at least, we had this this inside candle, I'll show you on NASDAQ, I guess, because now we have it on NASDAQ. So we have our daily candle from Thursday, guys, and Friday, we failed to break previous day high, we failed to break previous day low. So what that means is this is an inside candle. So a lot of times what happens is retail traders will look for this candle, this daily, to break and continue, right? Now, what I like to look for is the inverse of that. I like to look to see if we could get a break, find some support, and reverse back higher. Because, guys, we're in a bull trend right now. I do not want to fight against the trend. If we open, market opens, and there's an enormous amount of selling pressure, equities are very weak, or there's something that's really leaning towards the bear side, maybe VIX is flying, Apple selling off, Microsoft selling off, then I will be able to happily switch my bias. But for now, this is what I'm going to be looking for. Guys, YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like button. I'll keep going live on the during the market open as well. So let's see NASDAQ now. If we have any, we'll delete this as a broken supply zone. We no longer need that. We broke it already and we used it already. This is a broken demand zone. We don't need that. 2 hours. So this was looks like a 2 hour demand zone right here. Now we didn't break this 2 hour demand until today. So I would use this 2 hour demand zone to gauge my range. And what that means is basically I look to see if we could sustain back above it, and I will keep my bullish bias. If we could get back below it with strength, I will remain with a bearish bias. That's how we like to use price levels instead of candles, right? We don't like to look at candles, we like to look at price levels. Because once you start looking at candles, you start looking at price like it's moving sideways, like it's moving like a snake. Price doesn't move like that. Price levels are set in stone. We want to look at price levels. We want to look at volume and apparent to those price levels and see if they have any structure to them. Let's check the 45-minute on NASDAQ. Your reason for that is for the volume profile. This is from Sunday the 11th. And same situation where I had this broken supply zone down here, turned into demand, low volume shelf down there. So again, and look at this, guys. We're already trying to move into it, and again, very low volume. So this is my area that I'd like to look for longs on NASDAQ around 21,040, 21,036. Take a look at NQ on Bookmap. YouTube, guys, don't forget, hit that like button. I do appreciate it. Let's see, NAS. I'd like to see if we have any price levels to the downside over here. 21,100. 21,100, which is right above that zone. So great. So again, looking for buyers to step in on NASDAQ near these lows. It's also this volume average range low. So really good. We're in a good pullback at the moment. We're not selling off. We're not in a bear market again. This is just a pullback. It was just pre-market. Nothing to be scared of. This is great. We want to see a pullback pre-market in a bull market so that we could get a good buying opportunity when the market opens. Now, let's see. So this is the 45. Let's pull it down to the And again, low volume down here. So I'm looking for market to open somewhere down here and sort of hold these low volume areas. Check our 30-minute. See if we have anything on the 30. we have a little bit of a 30-minute supply zone right here, but I believe we had an hourly supply zone on ES, so there we go. There's our hourly supply zone on NASDAQ. And again, guys, just because this is a supply zone doesn't mean I'm going to short it as soon as we enter that. If anything, because we're in a bull market right now, I might look to see if we want to come into this supply zone, fail to sell off, and then look to break it. Once we look to break it, I could take that trade in one of a few ways. I could look to try to trade it before we break it and try to get through, but I'm not a big fan of breakouts like that and trying to anticipate a move or predict a move. I'd much rather wait for us to break it, come reclaim it, and hold it as demand, right? Because once supply breaks, we look for it to hold as demand and vice versa. So here's our, this is going to be S1 hour. We have our supply zone here. And I just want to make sure previous day high, previous day low. So I'm going to keep, I'm going to edit this level. Previous day low. This is previous day low. So we'll do PPDL. As funny as that sounds. And this one will be previous day high. And we could also use the previous day high to, the real previous day low to gauge bullish momentum, right? If we're able to gain momentum back above that previous day low, that also lines up with our opening price on our daily time frame, which could lead to another bull move. D1 hour, this is the previous day low. Hourly time frame. So right, this is our previous day low. It's right above this other 2-hour demand zone. So again, if we could sustain above it, look to retest, break higher, continue higher. Maybe break the supply zone, retest, continue higher, whatever the case may be. I am looking for bulls at the moment. Tesla just hit support in the pre-market, but it has a gap to be filled. I'm new, so it could be wrong. What's going on, Jay Just? We can take a look at Tesla. Let's see. So Tesla, yeah, Tesla has a pretty big gap, it looks like. It looks like we have our gap from, now we are on the, we'll go to the 30-minute time frame. So we'll come to the 3:30 close, and this is Tesla's gap fill price is all the way up here. Gap on Tesla, and I could actually pull up Edgeful. Edgeful is a statistic-based platform, and I could ask Edgeful how often or what are the odds that we fill this gap on Tesla. How cool is that? So we'll go to stock, we'll look up Tesla. We'll add Tesla in there, and we will look at, let's see, gap fill. And we'll go to report. Right now, our gap size is over 3.7%. That's huge, most likely not going to fill. We can look at by size, and we could see that, well, anything over 0.15% has a very low chance of filling. Gap downs only have a 16% chance of filling. It's gapped down 31 times, and it failed to fill that gap 26 times. So it's definitely something to be interested in, keep an eye on. Something I like to look for when it comes to equities is I like to see what has the most relative strength or weakness. So I'll look to see, are they above their previous day high? Are they below their previous day low? And something on Tesla that I recognize right away is we are below that previous day low. So that's one it's one equity I'd be looking at to say, okay, we'll see if this one wants to hold bearish. I'm looking at Meta now, top left over here, and Meta is close to that previous day low. Previous day low is around 626.27, and it's trading around 628.66 right now. We have Microsoft is also within its range. Apple is pretty far below its previous day low. So let's see. Apple previous day low is up here. It has it marked out down there because it's marking that pre-market, but I'm going to mark this out right here with the actual price level so we have the real previous day low there. I don't know what this white level is. I will make it a dashed level for now, just so I don't delete it in case it's a higher time frame key level. Amazon also below its previous day low. Nvidia below previous day low. And again, just because we are below those previous day lows doesn't mean we're going to stay bearish, right? We could keep an eye and we could see if these want to find some support. Maybe they're just pulling back. We have to know that markets pull back, guys. So let's take a quick look. This is Meta. Let's look at all the equities real quick on a daily time frame just to get an understanding and an idea of where they are. So something like Meta right here. I'd really like to see if we could reclaim 614, like the 602 to 614 area. This might be a really good spot to try to swing trade some calls, right? Because right now markets are back in a bull market where there's no doubt about it right now. So if we were able to pull back into this area that was resistance, and we see this was resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. This is now flipped. I look for it to hold as longs. Yo, I really got to get an options account going. I just trade the futures. I got to get some options going just for the swing trades, for these momentum style trades. That's how much I like this potential meta trade right here. Yo, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. I hope you guys all had a fantastic weekend, ready for a great trading week. Let's see what else we got. Meta, we could take a look at Amazon. Amazon is in this broken supply zone already, so it's already in an area of support, in my opinion. Let's see. We do have another area of support, though, a little lower if we are able to break below this, and that's sitting around that 195 level. That's about $6 away from where the pre-market currently is trading at. AMD, I don't really care, other than the fact that I was telling people to buy when we had earnings down here around $100 per share. Now it's at 120, 20% return. You're welcome. Microsoft also. Microsoft's probably the one that's the closest to its all-time highs right now. Microsoft is only about, if we, I guess we'll go from pre-market right now. Only about less than 4% away from all-time highs on Microsoft. How wild is that, right? So people are, oh, why were you bullish for so long? For weeks and weeks now, people were unsure, blah, blah, blah. Well, we weren't too unsure because we did have on April 7th, Trump announced, or I'm sorry, 7th or 8th was the Liberation Day. And then the next day, the 9th or the 8th or whenever it was, I want to say the 9th. Yeah, the 9th. That's when he announced the pause on tariffs, and that's what gave us the full reversal in the market. From that point, we've just been making our way higher, breaking resistance, moving higher. So something I look for on Microsoft is I'd look to see if maybe Microsoft wants to find support near here, 440 level. That's crazy, 440. It was just at 420. Make this green. This is our demand zone. And that's sort of it on equities. We could take a quick look at Google as well. Google is at the top of its range right here. So that's probably one of the few that are sort of weak at the moment. And we can mark that range out with this gap right here. Look at this gap we had. Now remember, gaps go from the close of the candle. So because this is a green candle, our gap would actually go from up here. Because this is where we closed, and then this is where we opened. So this could be an area of resistance. A lot of people, once we enter gaps, retail trader-wise, we enter a gap and they think, oh, we're going to fill it, I got to enter it. It's not the case at all. A lot of times these gaps resemble and they show imbalances. When we have a gap in the market, that means the market did not give price nor time any opportunity to fill in this range. So once we re-enter it, there's going to be that imbalance of unfilled orders that try to get filled. And those are normally sell orders if we're below it, and buy orders if we're above it. All right, let's see. Okay, so that's Google, Apple. Take a look at Apple. Apple's been Chop City, man. In this zone up here, it was Chop City. Even when he announced the what's it called, the China and U.S. tariff deal, it's failing to break above this 213. If Apple could break above 213, 214, I'd have so much confidence in the market. Apple's like one of those really sturdy stocks that stays with the current market trend, right? Microsoft's a lot closer to all-time highs. Meta also close to all-time highs. Apple's about 23% away, right? So it could still possibly be a good investment here if markets stayed bullish. 23% away from all-time highs. However, we do have some ways to go to the downside. If you put your stop loss at that recent pivot, you're risking 8% to make about 23%. So not the worst risk to reward, but that would be a buy and hold trade right there. And that's about it on our equities, at least. NVIDIA, wow, NVIDIA's flying, man, out of this range. I was talking about NVIDIA, me and Random here in the Bullish Bears community. We were talking about NVIDIA at the bottom of its range and how it's a good buy below 100. And, well, Obviously it was, obviously it is, and that is just phenomenal. Really, really interesting stuff. Great stuff on Nvidia here. I'd like to see if it could hold this range that we are currently going to open into. So again, even though equities are all opening below their previous day lows, a lot of them are trying to line up near some area of support. So I don't want to jump in shorts as soon as market opens. So we'll put our equities back up here. Take a look at our futures. Take a look at gold and oil as well, see if they want to give us any setups too. So this is the 15-minute here on gold. And first thing I notice is we were range bound yesterday and we're still within that same range for days now. So what we could do if we wanted to is we could pull, let's see, we could put our, actually, let's make this our daily volume profile. So we'll put this at the 6 p.m. for Sunday. And look at this, guys. This is the D shape that we speak about when the volume profile. Whenever we have a D shape, what that basically means is we just have spread out volume, right? Volume is pretty large across the board. There's no obvious low volume shelf. There's no low volume to the downside. It's not like a P shape or low volume to the upside. It's just a very range-bound price action. Now, if we go to the 45-minute, this is going to show us that previous week's volume profile, and sort of the same situation, right? We've been consolidating up here for quite some time, so price has been moving up here. We do have a low volume shelf right up here in the supply zone, so I might look for shorts if we're able to move higher on gold around 32.75. So we'll look for shorts on gold because that's also above this volume average high, and that would be if we had low volume up there. Now, the thing is, to short up there, we'd have to take out some of these pivots. And look at all of these, I call them low-hanging fruits, because this is where we have a lot of stop losses lined up, because this is where we had some weak lower highs. Lower highs? Yes, lower highs. So all of these weak lower highs, I would assume at some point if somebody was entering a swing trade or something on gold, they were entering shorts here, they have their stop loss here, shorts here, stop loss there. So all these stop losses, I am expecting them to be ran through at some point. So that might actually help for a bull move if we're able to sustain above this first one and come back and retest this broken supply zone. So that might also be something I'm looking out for today on gold. So I'm going to add my alert at this first wick, at this first pivot high right here. Because if we reverse higher, I'll look for a retest of this demand zone and target that next supply zone, then look for a short position up there, right? So it's really going to depend. But something else I might look for is to see if we want to sweep it real quick, hit this low volume shelf around 32.63, and then pull back. So a few things we'll be looking for on gold. Nothing really ideal on gold in my opinion right now. We do have this low volume down here. This is off of, again, this weekly volume profile, but really not seeing anything of interest. Let's take a look at oil now. Oil is another one I like to trade when ES and NQ are giving us poor price action. Look at this blue zone right here. Worked as an entry for longs a couple times. Even this demand zone down here, huge. But we're probably not going to... we might retest it. Let's see. So here's our volume profile from Friday. So we'll bring it to our 6 o'clock here. And sort of the same situation. We have low volume to the upside. So I'd look for shorts in the low volume, longs in the low volume. It's just how we use these low volume nodes, right? Because though it's sort of looking more like a P shape where volume's headed to the downside and low volume to the upside, I might be a little hesitant. Now, I wouldn't really call this an obvious P shape because, well, it wasn't really given any opportunity up here. So this low volume right here at 61.25, this might be an interesting area. We could take a look at the 45-minute, which will show us that previous week's volume profile. So here's our previous week's volume profile. It should be from, May 11th. And same situation, guys. This is huge, just a huge D shape in the sense that there's really just volume everywhere. We're very range bound. We would look to buy the lows, sell the highs on something like oil, or not trade it at all because there is no clear direction nor setup. It's just very range bound. So we'll probably be waiting on ES and NQ, guys. It is 9:07 right now, so we will be patient. YouTube, guys, make sure you run that like button up. Hit it a few more times, and I'm going to keep the stream going a little bit longer for you today. Discord, how we hanging today? How we hanging? Hope you guys all had a good weekend. NQ reversal, I answered this morning, London time. What's up, Moonshift? Take any green trades this morning? Let's see. Supported by a buy order block, 21,100, 50-point scalp. Think price will retest. Nice. Yeah, brutal for bulls at the moment. I'm moody about Moody's. That's right, Moody. Is he speaking today? When is he speaking? Today, guys, is Monday. Monday. We don't really have much up here. It's not going to tell us when Moody's speaking. We could probably Google that, or if somebody wants to look it up, let me know in the comments. 10 o'clock CB leading index, not of our concern. Fed speech 8:45, we passed that. There really is no economic news today to be aware of. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, week's pretty quiet, right? Week's pretty quiet until Thursday, which we have existing home sales. So let's see. Let's look at the daily time frame. And guys, what I also want to show you guys is the weekly time frame, right? Because guess what? If you're thinking, oh, well, we're definitely pulling back here. Well, let's look at the weekly time frame. And if you look at the weekly time frame and you see this huge green candle right here, and you're still somehow bearish on this one, I don't know what to tell you. Then okay, sure, be bearish. But when it comes to price action and reading the charts and understanding time frame analysis, when we look at something like this, and we even turn the drawings off here, we see that we reversed, and we didn't just reverse here. We reversed with steady volume increasing. And then, once we found some momentum, buying momentum, volume stayed bullish, volume stayed strong. So again, just because we're pulling back right now, doesn't mean we reverse out of nowhere. There is no sign. This last weekly candle, it didn't give us an upper wick that says sellers are starting to step in here. It closed out strong. I'm looking for this weekly candle to also continue the trend back higher. Does that mean we're going to reverse right now on Monday and stay bullish all week? No. Maybe we chop around Monday. Maybe we sell off one more time Tuesday and then start to reverse that Tuesday, right? I don't know. I'm just doing my analysis on the weekly. Gives me a bias. Then I go down to the daily, go down to my other time frames, and I try to find the best potential setups that are in my favor. And that's what we're looking for today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, I got a message. Great. Awesome, man. Awesome. Guys, make sure we're sticking around. We're going to take some nice live trades today. See what we got on ES and NQ. Again, low volume down here. This is a P shape on the, this is from when? Thursday? Oh no, we could update this then. So this is Thursday, 15 minute. So then where's our 45? That should still be last week. Okay, good. So Thursday though, we're gonna update that. And we're gonna bring that over to today, 6 o'clock candle. Here's our new volume profile on the daily. And now this sort of looks more like a P shape, but again, not as smooth. This big volume node right here, I wouldn't even want to see that here. I'd want to see this all low volume, and then large volume start to pick up. Right now, it's a little choppy with price and volume. There's really not much consistency here. Therefore, we're probably going to have to wait for the market to open to give us more of a clear direction and trend and even entry point, right? I don't know if we're going to break higher, break lower. All I know is that I have my price levels ready, and I'm ready to see what the market wants to prove and develop and show me. Moody has downgraded the U.S. economy, eating from triple AAA to AAI, AA1. Coupled with down economic data for Japan, the shorts took over, may rattle retail too. Let's talk supply zones. Yeah, I mean, again, I got a supply zone 21,370 on NASDAQ on the hourly. Something I would look for if I'm looking for bears to take control today is I would just keep an eye on those higher time frames, hourly, 30 minute, 45, 15, stuff like that. And I would look for us to keep creating supply zones on our way lower, right? Maybe create another 15-minute basing, reject back lower. But right now, the only basing and rejection candle I have is up here around 21,370. So just because there's a little bit of news or something going on doesn't mean we gotta see a reversal, right? a true economic news, Trump announcing some type of China deal, Trump announcing tariff stay on most countries but China, that's major, right? Moody downgrading something. Sure, we had to sell off pre-market when we don't really have that much volume, but this is something that I'm gonna have to wait to see the market open and react to, right? Because right now, something else I'd really like to see, because we have that whole Moody situation, is I want to see if the market wants to open and people hit that sell button. We sell off, we pull back to my area of demand on ES, which is right down here. Pre-market lows get broken, everybody's hitting that sell button. When I know that almost everybody's going short, I know that there's a great buying opportunity coming up, right? So I want to watch out for that. I want to be careful for that. And I want to be on the right side. We're still bullish. Just because Moody downgrades something doesn't mean it changes market sentiment. Excuse me. We need to have some type of real change in market sentiment to have that. There we go. A little pullback here. Markets don't open for 15 minutes, guys. So I would not take any trades now. We're in the middle of nowhere, right? Because I have a demand to the downside, supply to the upside. And I'm willing to take either one. I'm willing to take supply for shorts, demand for longs. Whatever the market gives me, that's what I'm going to take. Period. Let's see. Gold, again, situation in gold being that we're very range bound near the highs, trying to break lower. We can look to see if we have any demand zones on oil down here. It does look like we have a base and we have our 1 hour demand right there. We can look to see if we create any new demand zones. 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. I was looking right over here. I'm not seeing much. Go back to the 1 hour. Well, we have some support down here. I was hoping to see a demand zone on the hourly, but I don't. I do want to check previous day high and low on gold. Guys, look how choppy gold has been on the daily, right? So again, gold is now giving me the idea that, hey, there's probably a good chance we don't reverse here or push higher. There we go. Nice sell-off there on NQ. A little pullback. We're just staying patient. Previous day high is right here. Previous day low is down here. So very range bound on gold. If we do break previous day high on gold, though, look, this is our area that I wanted to hold as the bottom of our range for us to trade back higher. So again, I might be looking for buyers to step back in. Yo, what's up, Concentrator? Good morning, good morning. Trading in potatoes. What's up, Mr. Potato? Alright, oil, sort of same deal, right? Where oil was at an area of support down here. We tried to break higher, we pulled back, and it looks like we're trying to create a higher low here on oil. So if that wants to hold too, we'd really only be looking bullish on oil, but we'd really have to start to hold. ES and NQ, they're pulling back right now. They are not in my areas of interest yet. I'm just staying patient right now. Really not much else to do. VIX is pushing higher, which is bearish, but I'd like to see if VIX could find some key levels to reverse off of. You know? Guys, YouTube guys, appreciate you all for tuning in. Make sure you keep running that like button up. We're going to stay live for the market open, which is at 9:30 in about 15 minutes. We're going to go over some price levels, find some good trade setups. Right now, we are looking at the ES. I'll keep the ES up for just a minute so you guys can take a look at the levels that I have that I'm marked out and I'm looking for. And yeah, I'm real excited to see the price action we get today. So let's see, I'm going to take a quick screen grab of this. And actually, let's see, do we have previous day high or low broken? We do have previous day low broken, but I wouldn't really use that stat in my favor right now. Gap fill is super high up. So again, sort of just matter of being patient right here. And you guys could see when I zoom out, I'm on the 30-minute time frame. Guys, being on higher time frames will help us see direction, range, and trend a lot more clearly. When we're too stuck on like a 5-minute or 15, and we're too stuck zoomed in on something like this, well, something like this tells me, oh, look at this, we're gonna continue lower here. And then guess what? We might chop back higher. And then, oh man, we're pushing back higher. I was wrong. I should switch this, go bullish. And you go long at the highs just for it to pull back short on you. Not worth it. Do not get stuck in that. The 30-year above 5%, what does that mean? So I'm at the 30-year, what's it called? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. The 30-year, oh my goodness. Marzity, what's it called? 30-year, not index. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on this.
Hey, Kevin, it's the US yields, the bond.
Yield.
Bond market.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, the US yield. Thank you. I was like, Bill, yield? I was like, which one is it? That's it. The yields don't have that big of an effect on us normally, so I wouldn't be too worried about them. Same with like the dollar and stuff. Like you will never see a clear inverse to the dollar and the ES and NQ or anything like that. Even sometimes with gold, they're supposed to inverse each other, but you're never really going to get a clear inverse, right? Where like the ES and the VIX, those two you could use to inverse each other.
Hey, Kevin, I just think the rest of the world were looking for an excuse, and now they've been giving it. It could be carnage today, so watch out.
You're thinking to the downside?
Oh, yeah.
Then I'm bullish. I'm just kidding.
No. I got wiped out yesterday.
Oh man, I know. It's all right. Listen, man, we gotta just, wipe that dust off our shoulders. Get on to the next trade.
Oh yeah, living to fight another day.
All right, so ES, S&P 500. I'm gonna do a quick little write up on the ES. What I'm looking for today. So markets have been very bullish, right? I like to do a little bit of a write-up so we know what we're looking at. Markets have been bullish since early April and got even stronger since Trump announced the China and US tariff deal, period. I'd like to see us pull back to a higher time frame demand zone around 5,888, right below pre-market lows. Right, so again, I'm writing the setup, I'm thinking, I'm looking, I'm going over my levels, so I'm prepared. I'm giving myself a reason behind these levels. I'm not just marking out a level and hoping for the best there. I'm reason behind it. What's going on? What's going on in the economy? Is there real reason behind this move or not? Is there real volume behind this move or not? All things I want to know. Mark's been bullish since early April, blah, 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 blah. Alrighty. So we're looking good, guys. We're looking good. I'm excited for market open, guys. I think we're gonna have a great. I don't know, man. I want to see us sell off when market opens so that everybody goes bearish because of that Moody update. Then I want to see us reverse after that and have everybody that was going short at these lows get trapped. Yeah, I'm thinking Moody's downgrade means nothing. I'm thinking it's just another news. You have to think too, guys. There's going to be real economic news, like a Trump tariff deal, and then there's going to be bluff news, like Bank of America analyst upgrades the ES to 6,500 price target. That doesn't mean anything. I don't give a crap who says what and upgrades what. That doesn't mean anything. Real economic changes real economic. Period. Moody downgrading something. Hey guys, guess what? I'm gonna upgrade it. So? That doesn't mean anything. It does not mean a thing. But we'll see.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, let's upgrade it. Yeah, Bullish Bears, cool.
Bullish.
The only thing is, Trump has been quite quiet since he met up with the Saudi Arabians. I think they've got a plan up their sleeves, to go for another short. I don't know.
They had a really big deal too, though, I think. Trump-Saudi deal. I'm pretty sure they had like a crazy, let's see.
Yeah, they sold, they got NVIDIA to They agreed to buy 100 million a year or something.
Yeah, they had something with Nvidia. They had something with the chip makers. The $600 billion deal right here, Sugar Rush, they call it. Now, this is something that would affect the market positively, right? So this is a real economic change versus Moody's mood change, right? As funny as that is, I'm gonna go with real economic change impacts the market than he does. Just a thought.
Okay, there's another guy who I was watching last night talking about a potential black swan event, but
Oh, maybe. Listen, I could be wrong, right? That's why we prepare for everything.
like on the daily time frame, it could be due for a 38% pullback.
Yeah, we don't know. We do not know. As traders, we don't know. We don't anticipate or predict. Well, I guess sometimes we anticipate, but we don't predict. We just react. So with my zones,
Yeah,
something
definitely. And keep the top stops tight.
Yep. And make sure you're getting your entries at your price levels. We're not chasing them. So like on ES, the only way I would really think shorts today is if we were able to break below 58.67. That'd be a huge move to the downside. That would be, I mean, from yesterday's close, we'll even mark it from here. That'd be 80 points to the downside, and then I'd look for continuation from there. I don't know, man. Again, we would need real momentum behind that. We would need some type of sudden change in economics. Again, we could just have a pullback there. So it depends. I'd like to see us hold this support down here. I'm still bullish. I will remain bullish until the market proves me otherwise. So if we can break this demand zone, though, I'll look for strong selling volume to continue lower. Without volume, I will be careful for a reversal, right? Because again, we could break that 4-hour demand zone and say NASDAQ is holding a level of support. We might hold it in reverse from that point. I'm just being patient here. I really don't want to force out of anything or force into anything. Markets, it's Monday. It's a new day. It's a new weekly candle. Monday's just starting. Gotta be patient. Let it play out. We're looking at gold. What's going on, Nicola? Yeah, we went over gold before. We could pull up gold one more time. Take a look at gold here on the 30-minute time frame. So gold's a little bit of a tough spot right now. So we're at the high of its range. I would be looking for it to pull back. However, we've been trying to create some higher lows at this point. So I'd look to see if we can maybe try to push out of the supply zone and hold some support. So I would mark out maybe this 15-minute order block right here and see if this wants to be our next higher low. And that might help us break back higher and continue higher on gold today. Now, guys, again, gold doesn't inverse the markets, the ES and NQ. However, when there's uncertainty and worry in the markets, gold performs well. So let's say Moody, he might not give us a full market reversal, but maybe it adds some uncertainty and nervousness, so people are starting to sell out of ESNQ. Gold's going to feel that they're going to be investing in gold. So something to keep an eye on, guys. 5 minutes till market opens. All right, let's see. Trade with Kev. I messaged that guy that's got that username on Instagram. I was like, yo, I'll give you $50 for the name. And no response. Alright guys, that post is all sent out. Our write-up is ready. We're looking good today. And again, economic news, we're looking at a Bill Gates on tariffs and $600 billion Saudi deal. Let's see, let's get this out of here for a sec. Anything of interest, make sure we're not missing anything. $600 billion deal. Trump announced a massive $600 billion investment commitment from Saudi Arabia into the United States. Trump referred to this as the golden era of U.S. Middle East economic cooperation. Guys, again, a real economic change. Could this be leading into something else? This is something that is massive towards our tech and our large cap and semiconductors. So really going to be keeping an eye on that. Very interesting stuff there. Okay, so end of Friday, Moody's all of a sudden realizes that the U.S. debt is $37 trillion and our credit is not stellar. Sorry, but I am calling BS on this. Yeah, I hear you. They picked exactly, here, I'll pull this over here. They picked exactly the time to drop that little nugget. The implication of the news is basically higher treasury yields, weaker dollar, increased borrowing cost, investor sentiment. However, how much does this really matter? Other rating agencies been downgrading for years now. That's what I'm saying, Charlie, right? It's like hey, Bullish Bears analyst Kevin upgrades the market. It's like, so what? Their analysis does not mean, or their upgrade, downgrade does not mean anything. Real economic change is real economic change. It's the third group to provide the downgrade. It's also too late, by the way. It's all market manipulation. No shock, nothing new. Exactly, 100%. 100%. Sig's right. It's no shock. This is things, when these analysts also downgrade, it's because it usually is a delay, right? It's because the market's already priced it in. So when we got this big sell-off, maybe, this huge sell-off overnight, that was probably from when he was like, all right, we're downgrading. Okay, priced in, now it's over. Those aren't real economic changes that's going to give us a full-blown reversal. Yet, we don't know right now. We know it's not likely, but we don't know right now. We'll see. Lil AR saying Nvidia is overvalued up here. Yeah, probably overvalued everywhere. But seeing that AI is the future and Nvidia ain't backing down, I think Nvidia's got some support here. Now, I don't know if you're using RSI to see about overvalued, oversold. But RSI is a lagging indicator, and a lot of times if it's pushing that 70 RSI, it could stay above that 70 RSI. It could stay up there, it could pull back and continue that trend higher. I'd be careful with things like the RSI because it's not giving you real technical analysis. It's giving you a lagging indicator analysis. You're not seeing price analysis on that. You're not seeing volume analysis on that. Sometimes you could get some type of divergence with RSI, but it's not price nor volume related. Don't care, I'm good with it. I guess it's price related, but again, it's lagging. So waiting for market to open. We do have T minus, oh, right now, beautiful. Market's opened. Let's see how we want to trade. Yes, nice pop right there at open. I'm going to be patient, guys. We're waiting. Add our cloud here. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing good and ready for a killer trading day today. Get some buying pressure at market open. I'm just being patient.
Hey, thanks for covering Apex on Saturday.
Yo, you got it, man. Yeah, that was a good one. Bro, I had like 20-something slides for that. So we're getting some buying pressure right at market open. Now, what I was looking for this blue zone. This is a low volume shelf up here for potential shorts on ES. So we can keep an eye on this. It's also the high of the volume average. And if we are going to be range bound, this would possibly be a good spot for shorts. We do have some resistance up here. Volume trying to pick up. I'm going to keep this position tool here and ready in case we do get that set up. I'm not taking it just yet, though. Where's my entry? 21. Let's see. We'll pull it lower a little bit. Tell you what, CVD's red. If we can move back into that zone, I'll take 59.20 shorts. 59.24. 24 stop loss. Let's see, 25 is a pretty strong level on Bookmap, though, so we'll be a little careful with that, see if we want to push into it. Market just opened. We do have 3 minutes left for this 5 to close. We could check our footprint chart. See some sellers starting to step in here. It is looking like we're rejecting this blue zone. That's great. That was the low volume shelf we had marked out. Big buy imbalance down here, and point of control is up here. So right now, guys, I'm being patient. I'm looking to see if point of control could start to move down here. Looking to see if we could retest this zone maybe. Whatever the case may be. If we just sell off, then I just don't get my trade. That's okay. Right now, I'm not going to jump into anything. I'm going to wait and let the market sort of develop and come to me and prove that this trade will work or not work. Coming back to that 59.20 area. We do have some selling pressure up here. I could take a look at the weighted index is pushing higher. VIX is trying to push lower, which is bullish. So I'm not jumping in shorts right off the bat here. That's exactly why. Now I'll look at this 59.25 and I'll see how we want to react to that. But now we're just going to wait for this 5 to close. A minute 55 left here. We're struggling. We're dancing on this price level. If we weren't so bullish on the weighted index, I would be taking shorts here. But we are pretty strong on it. Plus, the VIX is pushing lower as well. Therefore, I'm not going short right now. If anything, maybe we blow through this low volume shelf when we retest it. Want to see how we react to that 59.25 if we could get up to it. YouTube guys, make sure you run that like button up. I do appreciate it. If you guys run it up to 20, I'll go live again tomorrow for you guys. I do go live every day for our community at bullishbears.com. Please feel free to join. And yeah, great way to catch some live trades to learn and everything. Alright guys, here we go. Getting that break towards 59.25. A lot of buying momentum. Not taking a short, guys. Not yet. Once we do start moving higher, though, I am considering a short off of the rejection of that 59.25. 40 seconds left. A lot of buying pressure. Let's see how we break it or not. Here we go. 24s, 24, and 24, 25, 24, 25, 24, 50, 24, 75, 24, 75, and 25. We hit 25, 25, 25, 50, 25, 50. We are above key level of resistance, 25, 50. 20 seconds left for the market to close on this 5 minute. Let's see if we want to close with strength. It's looking that way. Weighted index is pushing higher. VIX is pushing lower. And Moody's analysis upgrade, downgrade didn't mean down crap. Let's see if we start rejecting, which we're not. I would take this short, but 2 seconds left on this 5 minute. There's no way I'm taking this short. And we are back to square one. We are waiting to see what the market wants to give us. I'm not taking shorts up here. No way, no how, no what. Point of control's moving higher. Volume's moving higher. We're trying to push through this low volume. I am waiting right now. It does look like we might even want to continue here. I'm just going to wait to see how the market wants to trade. We're getting some resistance up here right now. Let's see if we can find some support if the weighted index wants to start pushing higher. Apple selling off like a hotcake. Microsoft's popping like it's hot. And Tesla pushing lower. Here's some support here. I would take a long trying to go with the momentum, but we have some resistance above head, so I'm not taking this long. Plus CVD is still red. Interesting. I might wait for this 5 minutes to close, right? Maybe we get a rejection, we break that high, and then we reverse back lower. That might be my entry to short. I'm not jumping the gun in this, guys. I'm just not. Rip it up to trap people? Yup, maybe. There's that momentum. There's that buying pressure. There's that volume. CVD looking good. Gold. In this 15-minute area right here. 30-minute, I should say. There goes ES, new high a day. Gold selling off. We're not going to be looking at gold then. Not for right now. New high a day on ES. Boom, we broke that high. Let's see how we want to trade up here. Volume picks up. If volume does not pick up again, guys. If volume fails to pick up, we will look to the downside. But look at the weighted index is holding with strength. Everything looks bullish right now. So I'm going to be patient. We're going to wait and see what the market wants to give us. And again, we have a supply zone on ES 5939. So if we want to just blow right through, I'm going to wait till my next area of interest. That's what these areas are for. It's to keep us from having a FOMO and feel like we have to take a trade right now. Like, oh man, now we're getting weak. Now I got to take a short. No way. I do like point of controls lower though. But it could flip. Look at this, 2.36K on point of control. Well, right here's 2.2K. It's about to be. So again, point of control could be moving higher. Volume is accumulating up here, which is more bullish. There we go, point of control moved higher. Weighted index looks bullish. I'd really wait right now, guys. Right, we're still in a bull trend. As much as everybody wants to be bearish, we got to pull back at some point. We're in a bull trend. It's like, you guys ever see the memes? It's a farm. There's going to be cows. We have a farm. It's going to be cows outside. Let's see. ES is giving me some trouble right here. There we go. So I'd be waiting for the 5 minute to close here. If we could get a 5 minute close lower, then great. But right now, what I'm seeing is look at the volume picking up right here. The volume picking up right here gives me more confidence we're going to be continuing higher. And if that's the case, guess what? I'll be looking for a retest of this area to go long, right? We're flipping our bias. We're okay to flip it. That's fine. We'll go long off that area. Target supply, little 3-to-1, almost 4-to-1 risk to reward on that. That's what I'm looking for now. That's if we could close higher on the 5 minute. If we don't close higher on the 5 minute, I am not looking for that trade. We have a minute left for us to close up there. Let's see the 15 minute. Now we have low volume up here, so again, that's our target. Nice, nice. 5 minute closes in 55 seconds. We're keep grinding higher, guys. Beautiful, guys. Gotta have that direction right. Always and forever. Forget the news. Don't listen to the news. Listen to the economic differences. The real differences, the changes. Unfortunately, we do have to listen to what Mr. Trump is saying. And Saudi Arabia now, if they want to give us $600 billion. I'll take $600 billion if they got an extra $600 billion laying around. Bullish Bears sponsored by Saudi Arabia Semiconductors. Alright, there's that 5 minute close, definitely giving us a bullish close like I wanted. We will be looking for some longs on ES on this pullback into this range. Nice new high day, volumes continuing higher, beautiful. We don't have any news coming up, so don't worry about any economic changes. We're just rallying here. Guys, if we continue to rally here and push into this supply zone, I'm going to look for shorts here.
There is a speaker at 9, or 10, sorry.
Is there? Who? I don't have anybody at 10. I have CB leading index month over month. Who's speaking at 10? That might not be on TradingView. It might be on that that Forex website one.
No, sorry. It's the the CB leading index. That's 1330.
Okay.
No. No, okay. It's just a bunch of speakers today. Sorry.
Gotcha. Yeah, no worries, no worries. You could always, if you're using TradingView, you could use the little 3 dashes to the side. If it's 1 on the importance scale, we usually don't really have to care or worry about that. Alright, come on now. Give us a pullback. Give me that entry. 59.26. 59.26. You think, oh, I was going to say, you think when the market opened, Moody was in a big mood swing? It's like, oh man, everybody's going to react bearish to my upgrade, my downgrade. Give us that entry. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a pullback and an entry long. In your face, Moody. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up the Bullish Bears way. You already know. See that Bullish Bears Kevin's analysis upgrade was much stronger than the Moody downgrade. Alright, let's see, guys. Let's see. I'm pulled back here. I'm just kidding. I play. I kid. I don't know nothing. Moody knows everything. I don't know anything. I'm just Kevin. I'm just a trader. A risk manager. An educator. A pretty fly guy. Finding some support here on ES. I do think we want to continue higher. We might not get that entry. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are all had a great weekend. I did have that webinar on Saturday for what is Apex Trader funding. So if you guys are curious on getting started with a prop firm, definitely check that video out. I cover all of their rules, how to get started with them, anything you might have, any question you might have on them, I cover. And we're going to go up to that supply zone without giving us our long entry, aren't we? 59.40 passive seller up there. Now, I would want to sort of see the volume profile, and that's on the 15, and I do see that the volume's low up there. We could check the 45 real quick just to see also. Okay, interesting. So two setups I'm looking for is I'm considering shorts in the supply zone because we just rallied to it without pulling back, or if we want to maybe come off the supply zone, head back towards this area, find some longs there. How's the 15-minute looking? 30-minute basing candle, rally candle. Might look for continuation, but the 30 doesn't close for another 16 minutes. Yes, finding support. Might feel another pop right here, guys. Let's see. Being patient. We have 40 seconds left for this 5 minutes.
I'm in a short now, Kevin.
You're in a short now? Why are you in a short now?
Because the London session, as soon as there was some big sell volume over the top, it tanked. But, you know, it's my first trade.
Okay. All right. Good luck. Be careful. I see what you're saying, though. We had some highs over here overnight around, like, oh, no, yeah, last night, like a few hours into open. We could be careful with them. We had a lot of bullish momentum. I'd be careful taking shorts right now. Because remember, we never want to be we're not going to be the first person to short it. This is a bull trend right here the past 15, 20 minutes. So I wouldn't take a short up here. That's fighting the trend. But hey, could pull back, right? Maybe people are chasing up here and this is when we pull back. I would be really happy. I want us to pull back. I really want to see 59.27. If we could dump right here and see that 59.27, I'm taking longs down there. No doubt about it. No bout it, doubt it. No doubt it, tout it. No schmout about it, doubt about it. I'll have some buying pressure. So again, I'm not taking shorts here. Not fighting the trend. Gotta be careful. I'm not taking longs here either because, well, we haven't pulled back to my entry point yet. So guys, we're either going up or we're going down. Where's random today, man?
Canadian holiday.
What's that? Oh, it's a Canadian holiday?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know you guys get holidays.
Well, I'm not Canadian, but he was shooting pictures out with,
Oh, yeah.
steaks and beers.
That's right. I thought that was for the weekend. I didn't realize it was holiday today. Good, give us that selling pressure. Let's pull back. Let's pull back. Let's give Dan a good short trade. Come on now. I wouldn't condone trading against the trend like that, like a short up here, but, you know, if it's in your setup, it's in your setup. If it's in your system, it's in your system.
It's on the Asia deviation
Oh, okay, cool. I remember you showed me that Asia deviation level. Those worked really well.
We're keeping it secret though, aren't we?
Shh, don't tell anyone. Guys, delete that part off of YouTube. NASDAQ, previous day high. Is that real previous day high? It's previous day low. Getting above that previous day low. I'm so sorry. Look at that, right? And I was looking for bullish momentum after we got back above that previous day low. Thinking we trend on this, guys. Be careful. I really want to see a pullback for my entry, though. Check it out, guys. Equities. Oh, wait. I got to put Meta back up here. But NVIDIA, super strong. Microsoft, super strong. Meta, super strong. Tesla rejecting. Apple selling off new low of day. Amazon really strong. So right now, sort of a bit of a standstill. Most equities are leaning more bullish, but Apple making new low of day. Gotta be careful. So here is that supply zone almost on ES. Man, I really wanted to see a long entry on a pullback, but we'll see how the supply zone trades. Major seller right here, and we have really low volume. Here we go. Let's see. There's a break.
Oh, at least I didn't move my stop.
If we started to reject here, I would take a short with the stop at the high we just made with this low volume up here. If we do continue, then there's just no trade to be taken. Buyers are too strong.
Do you mean 50 points higher?
We'll see. Look at the low volume we have in here. So we're moving on low volume right now. So if we could hold above here with this low volume, this will be our new low volume shelf, and that'll be our new long entry. If we fail, then we're probably lining up for a pullback here. And again, this is a supply zone. Some resistance up here on ES, 59.43, but we have been moving very strong. So we're just going to wait right now. Really no reason to rush into the market with anything, fight the trend or anything like that. We see the longs are killing it this morning. NASDAQ also now in a supply zone. In that same hourly supply as ES. I will take a short here, very light size. Be very careful with the low volume and the supply zone. I know a lot of people are going to be chasing longs up here. That's why I'm trying a short. But I want to be a little careful because, again, this is counter trend trading, but I'm taking the short in supply. Weighted index is still looking bullish. So, again, that's sort of trading against me right now. But Apple pushing lower is great. All the other equities are trying to flip and hold bullish. I'm going to be careful. This is where, right, entry point's right here. Stop is up here. If it stops me out, I'll look for a new trade long, and we're going to remain bullish. If it holds, then we're going to remain back bearish. 5 minute just closed. I'm looking for that 15 to close too. Stop loss is going to be at 59.45.25. Or we'll do 45.75 in case we want to try to push into that. Stop loss at the high of supply. Near the high. We'll do 47. 47 stop loss, 2 points above that area on ES book map.
Watch out. They've been liking the hundreds, so they could be gunning for 21,400 on NASDAQ.
Yep. NASDAQ rejecting the supply zone too, though. So I'm still on these shorts. I want to see how we want to trade off that. It's some good selling pressure just hit there. We just really need to see follow through. We have some negative CVD up here too, which is great. Again, this is a supply zone. There we go. And a little bit of a reaction. My entry point is 41.75 short. 47 is my stop loss. It is like a 6-point stop loss, like a 2-to-1 risk to reward on this right now. I'm looking to move my stop loss lower if we're able to continue lower. If we don't continue lower, I will keep an eye on my stop loss and be careful. Because remember, we are bullish this morning so far. We're just in a supply zone, and I know a lot of people are going to be trying to chase this. So ideally, when a lot of people are chasing it, that's when we're going to get that pullback. There we go. That's nice. Nice. There we go. Beautiful. 3 minutes left on this 5 minute. Nice rejection of supply on NASDAQ as well. Really needs to check that point of control on ES here. Here we go, breaking lower. Dude, give me point of control. There we go. Point of control is not moving lower yet. There we go. Nice selling pressure. I'm going to get out of one. I'm in 2 contracts now. I will get out of one for a scalp to lock in some gains. If we could get another move lower. Look at that. Buyers are not giving up, guys. Buyers ain't giving up. I'm not getting out of a short yet then. If that's the case, it might go stop me out, right? And that's okay too, because remember, there are a few things we're looking for. If we're able to remain and continue higher, then great, I'll stop out of the shorts and we'll look to take those longs on the retest. If we remain lower, we stay range bound. A lot of people are chasing the longs here. We're going to pull back. I want to be in on that pullback, on that sell-off from the supply zone. Point of control is moving higher, though. Got to be a little careful and worried about that. But yeah. Again, bulls have had the momentum today, so we are being very careful. I'm thinking this might stop, Hunt. Coming up near that 45 level. 47 is my stop loss. So hopefully 45 works as a wall. If it doesn't, it's fine, I stop out. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, guys. It's the way they crumble cookies. I wanted to see the 15-minute time frame too, to see how that one's developing. We have 6 minutes for the 15 to close. 30-minute also has 6 minutes for it to close. And I was looking for the 30-minute to close bullish because of this basing candle here. So we'll be a little careful with that. We'll see how it wants to close. We're looking at this current 5. If this 5 could close red, that will give me more confidence. I'll move my stop loss down. If it doesn't close red, that again will sort of run against me. And I might even look to just stop out. Weighted index starting to pull back. That gives me more confidence. But look at the equities are trying to hold. Apple trying to hold. Microsoft's pulling back. Nvidia's pulling back. Tesla's trying to hold bullish. A lot of equities trying to flip up here. 1 minute left on this 5 minute. Check our point of control again. Look at point of control is still higher. And again, that's worrisome because when point of control is higher, that means volume is moving up with price. Yep, see that? Let's wait and see. 50 seconds left on this 5 minute. So if we do go back bullish on this 5, there's a good chance I'm going to stop out of this before it hits my stop loss to try to keep my loss smaller. But at the moment, we're trying to reject like this resistance up here. 30 seconds left, man. NASDAQ really rejecting that supply zone. ES has a lot more relative strength right now. Really need to see Apple flip back bearish again. And Apple's trying to hold bullish right now. A lot of equities are. There goes ES trying to break into that 59.45. Give me a rejection. Come on now. It's squeezing right here, which is tough. 5 seconds left. It's not really giving me what I was looking for closure-wise. I'll hold it. I still like that NASDAQ rejecting supply. If it stops me out, it stops me out. That's just the way it is, right? That's how the markets move. It either goes to our take profit or it goes to our stop loss. My stop loss is above. It's near 46. It's near 47. I'm going to put it to 46.75. That way, if we do break this resistance, this 45 right here, I'm going to just be out. So 46.75 is stop loss. Here's a little push higher right here. New high a day on ES, not new high a day on NQ. Yeah, buyers might hold it, guys. Be careful. Be careful. Moving my stop loss to 46.50, just one more tick lower. Because it looks like we're trying to squeeze this 45 level. If we squeeze it, I'd much rather get out than hold a short through a strong squeeze higher. Okay, so we're breaking that level. Again, moving my stop loss to 46.50. It's getting close, about a point away. I'm not going to stop out here because now we're dancing on this 45 level. NAS with some strength, equities looking okay. And again, if that's the case and we want to continue higher, we'll look for that continuation, stop out of the shorts, and look to take some longs. Right now, it didn't hit my stop loss, and now we're rejecting that 45 very strong. A lot of people were just trying to take that breakout on ES, and now we're flipping, and I'm still holding the shorts. So we're just going to wait right now. Buying momentum was in there. We did reject that 45 pretty strong. We could just sort of wait right now and see. I'd like to see point of control start to move lower. I'd like to see price start to sell off here. But we are really struggling at the moment to find some consistent selling pressure. And if that's the case, again, I don't want to be in any longs into that. Right now, we don't really have resistance at this 45 level anymore. So 46.50 stop loss still. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing good. Think sellers take profit here? Maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking it stops me out here. Some buying pressure. It's dancing on that 45 real strong. Volume bubble right there on Bookmap looking like it's ready to push higher. Again, would like to see us continue back lower, trap anybody trying to take longs at these extremes right now. But right now also, we've been bullish. I'd like to see this flip and close red, this 5 minute that we're on right now. Odds of that are pretty slim though. Minute 59 left, 2 minutes left in the 5. And I'm, again, short. Not a big fan of these shorts right now because that 30 minute was looking bullish. But minute 50 left for the hourly to close, 30 minutes to close, and 15 minutes to close. And they're looking bullish. So again, might be looking for maybe a pullback to over here. Remember, I wanted to pull back to 27 for an entry long. So if it stops me out of the shorts, then I'll look for a new pullback to like 41 for an entry long, right? Because we're just going to be changing our entry point.
We're consolidating on range, so you might actually get a good short on here.
I know, I wish. I don't know, man. The fact that the sellers have failed to bring us lower to this point is a huge red flag to me. It tells me buyers have been able to hold us. I'd like to see a strong move lower again. I'd like to see the buyers, like you said though, consolidating up here on buyers. Buyers are failing to bring us higher above this 45 level right now. But that doesn't mean they can't. They just did it before. They could do it again. My stop loss is still 46.50. It might go stop hunt me right now, right before this candle closes. 40 seconds left. Equities are strong except for Microsoft and Nvidia, and it's looking like it's going to be a stop hunt on ES here. 30 seconds. Just waiting. Still didn't hit my stop loss, 46.50. Point and a half away, 17 seconds left.
There's data in 10 seconds. US leading index change or something.
Yeah, no, that's not an important data. It's not going to give us that strong of an impact, I don't think. Maybe it does, right? Maybe I'm in the short and maybe it'll drop like it's crazy. But I'm thinking bulls take control here. I'm worried because now we closed bullish on that last 5 too. So stop loss is still 46.50, but now I have even less confidence in this short. Yeah, there we go. That's what I thought. Alright, we're going to wait now because we still have resistance on ES up here. We still have some lower volume, nothing crazy low, but now I'd be looking for a pullback to that 40 area because that's low volume shelf there on Footprint, on Bookmap, and look at this right over here on Bookmap too, 37 to 39. So we'll see if we can pull back and see if we can find a long entry. Buyers not strong. I know, yeah, buyers got weak up here. They just stopped me out of those longs. But they are still making new high days on ES. Weighted index pulling back. No way this is when we sell. That'd be really funny. I don't think so. Buyers have had momentum today, guys, and also another thing is, if we were looking at like the 30 minute just gave us a basing and closed very strong bullish to the upside. Normally, it would wait for this hourly supply zone to break, and then I would take the retest long. Look at the support here at 40. There's the break. Beautiful. Why we trust our stop losses. Boom. Nice. Yeah, I'm waiting for that 39 pullback. 38, 36, 38 to 36. All right, not bad. I like that setup right there. Boom. So guys, the analysis upgrade from Kevin of Bullish Bears was much stronger than the Mooney downgrade. Just a FYI. It didn't give me the sell-off at market open, though, that I wanted. Which is unfortunate. Again, low volume up here, but we've been continuing higher. Every time we create these low volume areas, we still continue higher. Right now, this super low volume shelf right here, between 36 and about 38, this is where I wanted to see us pull back. But now at this point, 45 is a pretty strong area, and that was the area of resistance before. So 45 might be an area of support to go long. So we're just going to wait. Gap up, we might fill that gap to the upside. I'd maybe wait to see if NASDAQ wants to break that supply zone, and just sort of wait, let the market come to us, give us a better setup. I'd really like us to reverse from here to the downside, in my opinion, but I don't think we're going to. NASDAQ made a new high day, weighted index made a new high day, VIX is pushing lower. These are all bullish sentiments.
It's true that on a no news day, sometimes it just melts up, as Creed calls it.
Yep. Yeah, I hope you stopped out of that short, man.
Yeah, I did. I didn't widen it.
Okay, good. Good. Alright, 15 minute. What's going on? 30 minute. Yeah, we're waiting on longs, guys. Probably going to get a pullback at some point. We might not get that pullback now, though. We might continue on this candle, maybe even the next, and then start to pull back soon. Because right now, we're melting higher, like Dan just said. And look at this. We've had, since market opened, we've only had green candles on the 5 minute on the ES. So as much as it looks like we're extended here and we should pull back, I think we might continue. And boy, do I wish I'm wrong and we pull back.
But we did just do a 1-for-1 on the extended hours on the futures when it dumped on Friday night.
Oh, yeah? Cool. I'm going to be watching 45, guys. 45 is a level to enter on ES. Like, if we dump to 45 and get a quick reaction, I'll enter around 46, 47, stop loss below 45. Something like that. Now we might continue higher because on the 5 minute we might create a fair value gap, which would look something like this. And if that's the case, then our fair value gap is confirmed by our low volume shelf. Because look, our low volume shelf is between 45 and 48. Our fair value gap is between, let's see, I want to say 45 and 49. So again, sort of getting confirmation on that FVG. with our volume profile. And that's how we should be looking for them, because fair value gaps, guys, they're imbalances. That's why we enter it. So if we don't really have an imbalance there, we don't really have an entry there. Look at the low volume shelf right here, 47. Very strong, very good. This is where I'm looking for longs. Now the question is, where's my target? Because we don't really have much more supply. Whoa! 10:07. 10:07 news, guys. Apparently, more people got headwind of the Bullish Bears Kevin analysis upgrade on the market. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I want to look up here for any potential supply zones to target. Mark this out as supply. Just the 90-minute, I guess. So that would be our target to the upside. 20 points. So we get an entry near 45. Look for 20-point move on ES. Well, 7-1, 8-1. Maybe we get a 5-1. Look at the low volume, though, we just created at 55 now. This thing's just continuing, man.
I think that was hopefully no news, because for some reason I found myself in a short again.
What? Dan, stop shorting a bull trend. Dan, why? Is it another what's it called level? The Asia
Previous day Asia high and a 4-hour pivot,
okay.
with side order of chocolate brownie.
All right, well that sounds good, so maybe it'll work. No, I'm kidding. Listen, man, gotta follow this trend. This trend has been bullish. I'm even looking at possibly entering if we could dip into this 55 and put like a 1 or 2 point stop loss on that. Guys, YouTube, let me know in the comments, have you guys taken a trade yet today? Are you bullish, bearish? Have you been following this trend with us? Or what's going on? NASDAQ broke that supply zone too. Beautiful. ES pulling back towards that 56, 55. A lot of negative delta up here, but also a lot of positive delta up here, right? Way more positive than negative. Now don't go chasing it up here. We have our entry point down here for a pullback, so if the market wants to continue, the market continues. We have no control, no say in that. That's okay. Gold continuing lower. Glad we didn't try gold longs. Crude oil's chopping. Glad we didn't even waste our time on that. And now we're just still waiting for ES to pull back towards 50. Bullish green so far. Hey, good job, Fairchild. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, ski. Weighted index and VIX, how are they looking? They're looking like they want to continue too. If we could test 55, I'm going to try a long at 55 and like a 2 point stop loss. Bullish on this trend since open. Yo, you got it, man. Killer. Killer, killer, killer. Come on, give me a dip below this 56 into 55. I'm going to take it long on the pullback, back up higher, and target new high a day. Market's like, I don't feel like it. Here we go. Come on now. Low volume right over here. We're looking for price to trade into this low volume, this 55 right there. Come on now. 55, 55. We're hitting that low volume shelf. 56. $55.75. This might be the hold. I didn't get filled. I wanted to see 55. Yep, there's the hold. We'd be looking for continuation today, right, guys? It's a bull market, it's a bull trend. Be looking for continuation of the buy side. I really wanted to see 59.50 get tested. This was a very strong level of resistance. We broke it, and it became support, and it's a low volume shelf in there. Here we go. A quick move, and then once it holds, I'm in longs. That's it. Let's see, 55, 75, 55, 55. There we go.
It's looking like a head and shoulders on the 5-second chart. That's just my...
I'm in. I'm going to try this little long here on the pullback. Stop loss is 53.75 because I want to see if we could hold this low volume shelf here. But if we fail it, I'm just out. That's just how we got to trade our levels. Some selling pressure is finally stepping in here. Let's see, 33. Ooh. Came near my stop loss. Didn't stop me out yet. I moved it down a little bit. I think it's going to wick me, though. Some strong selling pressure here, guys. Really want to see volume start to hold up, though. Might stop me out. Sellers are looking like they're trying to hold it. And if that's the case, then I'll just stop out and look for my original entry, which was down here around the 45. Remember, we had 45. There we go. If we start to hold, however, then I'm going to be in it. I'm in it. $40 left in the 5-minute. Really want to see equities start to push higher. Apple, all equities are bullish right now. So this might just be a pullback. But sellers are pretty strong. Ooh, this is getting close to stop. Let's see. 30 seconds left on this 5-minute. NASDAQ just retested its broken supply zone too, which could work as support. So 59.53 is my stop loss right now. It's about 2 points away from it. 17 seconds for this 5-minute to close. And really looking for us to continue higher with this trend that we've been seeing all day. We want to trade the trend we're seeing. A little bit of a pullback. There we go. Some buying volume. Great. A little something there. Equities were pretty strong. I'm going to hold these longs and just wait. Exit stop loss is still at 53. First target 68. First target is 68. The supply zone second target is 75. Getting a little resistance up here. That's alright. I'm just waiting. We've sort of been just grinding higher all day, so I'm not really anticipating a good pullback for an entry. I think we just continue this grind higher. I'm going to be patient. I'm in these longs from 57. Stop loss is at 53. 4-point stop loss. First target is at 67. 10-point target. Second target is at 75. Equities a bit of strength. Nvidia new high of day. Tesla new high of day. And that's a little bit it on the equities. There we go. Nice little move right there. Could look to get out of one into some strength here, but it does look like we're ready to make a new high of day on ES and NQ. I'm going to look to see if we could get a break, and I'll probably get out of one contract around 64, 65 with this selling pressure up here. Actually, you know what? Let's play it a little safe, and let's get out of one contract where we are right now. Boom, I'm out of one, and I'm just holding one contract to my next take profit, which is that supply zone, or that gap level around 75. Great. Locked in gains. We're looking good, guys. Killing it. Fantastic. Trade that trend. Trend is our friend. Nvidia new high day, Tesla new high day, Apple pushing up, Amazon pushing up. Looking to see if we could hold this 59.60 level. 59.60 next area of support. See if we could push towards 59.68. We've been making new highs. There we go. Let's see if we get a little break here. Boom, guys. Boom, boom, boom. Follow that trend. Trend's our friend. Make some money with us and learn. Love it. Love to see it. Get out into some pressure. Don't go long on the breakouts, guys. We want to be long on the pullbacks, so we can get out on the breakouts. Because right up here is where people are chasing. This is a good spot to get out of our trade, right? Get out into some strength, they say. 2 minutes left on the 5 minute. I'm a little concerned on that. But the 15 minute and the 30 minute have been bullish. A little concerned that the 15 minute doesn't have a lower wick on the current 15 minute candle, but that doesn't really mean much. If we fail 60, I'll probably get out of this last contract. I'm moving my stop loss to 57 to make this almost a no-lose trade. I want to see where our footprint chart is, but it might take too long to load. I like the support we're building under us. I almost want to add. Yeah, point of control's moving higher. I almost want to add to this. But I don't, again, we don't want to buy at the highs, so I'm not going to add at the highs. Good positive delta up here too, so I'm really just looking for us to continue higher. I'm already in a contract around 57 stop. I'm in contract 57, stop loss 55.50. Minute 9 left. I don't like the resistance we're running into right now. Amazon did run into a little bit of a wall. Apple's pushing higher. Nvidia's pulling back a little bit. We have a minute left for this 5 to close, and I'm just going to hold right now. Let's see. I'm still in it. Still holding. We got our entry right down over here, right? So we're not really too concerned on this pullback right here. We're looking at this pullback and hoping it's a strong pullback and wants to hold us. That 59.60 area. Apple, Amazon pulling back, though. Microsoft a little bit of weakness. I really like this 59.60 right here. I sort of do want to add here. Let's see. We have 10 seconds for the 5 to close. I'll give it another second or two. And I'll probably look to add at 59.60. A second left. Yeah, we'll see. I'll look to add on a little pullback here. Okay, so I'm adding a contract there. Stop loss is still 59.55. And looking to see if I could at least hold this at least one more contract to 68. New high day 68, which is this next supply zone. And yeah, just looking for that bull trend, guys. Just trading the trend. That's all we can do. VIX is moving lower. Weighted index is struggling a little bit up here. I'm going to probably get out of a contract if we could break higher again. No, I'm going to get out up here, actually, of just the one that I scalped into, that I just added. Let's see. Does it want to give me a break? I don't think so. It's really struggling at the 65 area. My stop loss for the one contract is right over here at my original entry, and I still want to target this 59.68. VIX, I want to see VIX move lower. I want to see weighted index move higher. Amazon's the only one pulling back at the moment. So is Microsoft. Apple trying to push up. met a little bit of weakness. Yeah, some red flags there. I'm probably going to at least get out of one contract where we are. If it could give me one more little push higher here, I'll get out around, let's see, 63. I'll get out of one contract at 63. And I'll look to hold the last one too if we want to continue higher. So look at the support here from 60 to 58. Trying to move into it right now. Point of control is still moving higher. We have 3 minutes left on this 5 minute. I'll move this. I'll move my take profit up a little bit. I do think we might want to continue on the 5. Point of control is moving higher with volume. I want to see volume move higher with price. Right now we're not getting that. But we're sort of range bound right here. I want to see a manipulation leg lower to maybe like 58. And then a push back higher. I was concerned on the 15 minute didn't have a lower wick. Yep, there we go. Let's see. Ooh, pretty steep right there. Stopped out of one contract on this pullback. Massive pullback right there, guys. Let's see. Weighted index pulling back pretty strong. Sellers with some strength in this, guys. Be careful. Because remember, if I stop out, that's fine. We'll be looking for my next entry. Let's see. I'm still in. It didn't stop me out. Let's see. I want to see if it holds. Let's see if that was the manipulation I was just talking about. Now I'll keep my stop loss near the low of the current candle we just made. Sellers are looking nasty with it right now, actually. I might get stopped out here. A minute left on this 5. Did not stop me out, man. 56.25. 56.25. Trying to hold. Equities are sort of weak right now. Little red flag. Weighted index looks like it's trying to hold. But we are chopping here on ES. I wouldn't look to go short at these lows, because every time we do try to sell off, buyers step in. But I wouldn't necessarily try longs at the moment here either. I mean, pullback, that would be where you want to go long. I like that they sort of pulled the resistance from above us, but I don't like how strong the selling pressure was on this pullback. We have 20 seconds left for this 5 minute to close. If it does flip back bullish or give us a lower wick, that will give me a lot of confidence in the longs. If it doesn't, then we might be pulling back towards that 45 level I had marked out from earlier. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we're gonna break that low, aren't we?
Well, on the NQ, I got a gap close at 402.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm going to be keeping an eye on ES. I'm out of the longs for now. I'm concerned for the stop hunt on that, but I do think we pull back some more. Originally, I wanted to see 49.
Is there any way you can tell me I'll be right back? I have a little emergency.
Yeah. Guys, give me a half a second. I just got to take care of something. Yes, did you give us our entry yet? Damn, man.
That gap was closed on NQ.
Nice.
Wait, I'm getting.
Alright, I want to see this break lower here. I want to see 49 to 45 get hit on ES.
Oh my god, oh my god.
There's 50. There's that 50 level. Here we go. Come on now. NASDAQ weighted index selling off like crazy right here. Equities are all pulling back. I'm going to just wait on these longs for a second. See if we want to push into this zone a little more. Okay, let's see. Whoa. Nice, nice. I'm waiting. I'm not in it yet. We're in that low volume area. If we start to hold it, I'm in it. We're starting to hold it. I'm try it 45.25 stop loss. Nice, good reaction. Entry was better than expected because it's in the zone now. Right off this low volume node, see if we can push towards 53, maybe first target. Nice, there we go. Sweet. $57 left. I want to see this continue back higher to trap those shorts. Huge, guys. Huge. Let's go. Massive. Massive, massive, massive. I'm going to get out of one contract. We get one more push up here. At like 53.50. Yeah, look at that beauty. 53.50. I'm out of one. Beautiful scalp right there, guys. Amazing. Amazing. Holding this last contract. I want to see it go to that supply zone, guys. I want to see this our leg lower and trade range right back higher. Bought the lows. Got to sell those highs. Let's go, guys. Huge. Yo, what's up, Pancake? Oh, who's Oh, I don't know who Pancake is. Oh, it's somebody else. Could get out right here into some strength, but I like that test of that zone. I like that fair value gap, that low volume shelf. We might pull back and test it one more time, but I'm holding this last contract. I was in here, out one here, gonna hold it. Hold this last one. VIX is trying to move back higher, which is bearish. Weighted index is moving lower, which is bearish. So do have a few things sort of lining against us right now. Weighted index, a lot of equities are weak. Yeah, it's a little bit of a red flag there, guys. If equities could start holding, though, that would be great for our long position. We are back in the longs. Bullish on this trend since open. Killer, killer, killer. Yeah, I might get out up here for a scalp, seeing how sort of not choppy we've been, but seeing that we might want to try to push lower on this into that low volume area. I don't know. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it. Stop loss is down here. Entry was over here. We're holding right now. I wanted this leg lower to be a manipulation. We just retested the fair value gap. That would have... So, it's funny. This would have been my actual entry now. Usually, I'll wait for a 5 minutes to test it, close above it, and then I'll take it on the retest. So, that would have been where I either added or got my original entry. But my entry for this is at 48.25 because I was using Bookmap in the low volume shelf. I think we get back in the range. What do you think? Back in the range to the upside or downside? I'm thinking we want to trend back higher a little bit here. But I also want to take a look at the daily time frame. Make sure we're not like overly extended, which we're not. We're back within previous day high. It might be a target today. Previous day high is up here. Hit this low volume shelf, still a very low volume shelf there, so looking for that to hold. A lot of resistance above head on book map here at 55, so if we could break above 55, that would be huge. Building some support, but we got to see if that support is strong enough. Right now, it is definitely a little weak, and we are struggling. But I want to see those buyers hold. I do think buyers might want to try to hold. My stop loss is still at 45.50, entry 48. I already got out of one contract at 53. So I scalped 5 points. I got out at 5 points, and I'm just holding this last contract now to see if we do want to make new high a day. Or hit that gap fill and that previous day high. Because remember, I'm still thinking people are reading that Moody report and saying, oh, we got to go short. We're short. This guy's downgrading the U.S., blah, blah, blah. Got to go short. But, I don't know, markets have been pretty strong. Gold's trying to move higher. But it's pretty range bound. Come on, ES, find that support. Break that 50. Break that 55. Damn, it's struggling on that 52. Look how choppy we've been. We're struggling to break high. We're struggling to break low. We're consolidating here. A lot of volume trying to pick up and bringing us nowhere. I use the example, if we have 500 buying volume and 400 selling volume, the 500 buying volume is going to absorb the 400, leaving an additional 100, and the market will not be able to move lower because buyers were able to absorb the sellers. Here we go. There's that 53 again. Some good buying pressure, good buy bubble again. Volume picking up here. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Volume bubble picking up again. Come on now, let's flip this green. Let's flip this green. A minute left on this 5 minute. I want to see it. I want to see that 55. It's a point away. 2 ticks away, a tick away. Boom, 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 and then some. We bring the boom. Now, y'all make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Buyers, keep buying it up. We're in these longs from down here. Look how tight of a risk to reward this is. It's crazy. Crazy. 11-1 on that. That's wild. That's if we get previous day high. And we're making our way there. That's insane. We could cut it right here and call it a 3-1. Cut it at new high a day, call it a 6-1. That's probably what I'll do. I at least want to target the supply zone, 7-1. I'm concerned we reverse. But I really like that long entry. Apple trying to hold VWAP too. There we go. That looks good. Oh, I was looking at equities on the 15. I didn't even realize that. Oops. Equities are looking pretty weak right now. I'm going to be real, guys. And if that's the case, I'm moving my stop loss up a little bit. Because I want to try to hold this winner. If it could go make a new high a day. But if it does pull back on me, then I just want to be on out. Come on, break that 58. That'd be huge. If we get back above 58, this low volume, this negative volume delta up here, if we get above that, that would be huge. I'm thinking of getting out right here. We're struggling at that 57. Ooh, okay. Okay, excuse me, market. You could keep going. That's fine with me. Remember, we were just grinding our way higher. We just had our pullback. This might be leg number 2 here. Run into a little bit of resistance. You could always get out here into some strength if you're uncertain and worried. I might do the same right here, to be honest. 3:45 left on the 5 minute. If equities were looking stronger, I would hold it. But Nvidia and Meta and Amazon are all struggling. I'm out, guys. I'm out of that long trade. Killer entry. What's that? Did somebody say something?
I no longer trust myself, but I'm short.
Dude.
It kind of looks like a breaker block, downward sloping head and shoulders pattern on the 5 second. Of course, I've got to stop predicting, and until I'm profitable, I'm really quite foolish. But I'm just having fun today.
Okay.
So, expensive fun, to be fair.
Don't have expensive fun. That's not good.
Groupies in a limo. Stop right there. But yeah,
I'm back in.
Yeah, I'm stopping to break even, it seems. No, I'm surviving.
I was thinking of trying to jump back in here. I did just take one contract, stop loss at the open of this current candle, but I think it's just going to stop me right out. Stop loss is too tight on that. But I did want to see the momentum continue. Stop loss is at 56, which we're at 56.75 right now. Like a 1 point stop loss. I'm sorry, a 3 tick stop loss. So yeah, it might be a little too tight. 2 minutes left on this 5. If we do scale back above that 59 level, we might be in the clear. Here we go, some volume starting to pick up. Would want to see the volume down here accumulate as well. Getting a little movement. NASDAQ holding. Equities trying to flip. That's good. There we go. There we go. Nice, nice. Let's see if we get some momentum behind this. Go to new high a day. 59.68 possible target. 59.70 up here on Bookmap. So there's 58. We're finally able to get above 58. 59.50. Give us 59.60 now. Definitely struggling. Some passive sellers sitting up here, not making it easy on the longs. But would really like to see us continue with the trend today back higher. There we go. There's 59. 59.25. Chopping and bopping around. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the struggle here. We got 40 seconds left. I would have really wanted to see us continue higher at this point. But because we're struggling, it's a little bit of a red flag, a little bit of a concern. My stop loss is at the open of this green candle at this 5 minute, so it's probably going to stop me out like right now. Yeah, stopped out of that on ES with that selling pressure. That's okay. That's why I took it was a 3 tick stop loss. Because I was trying to get back in my trade for my entry point down here. Let's see. So nothing else. I'm not seeing anything else too A+ worthy. I think this was a really great. We had a really nice entry on this trade right here. It might continue. It might not. We don't know right now. Times it is 10:40. We're going to be wrapping up the stream shortly. 15 minute, 30 minute. Yeah, 30 looks good to continue. Everything is still leaning bullish. VIX is at a key level. I do think we want to continue higher. I'd look for a break above 59.60 and a retest of 59.60 to go long at this point. Going short at... Are you still in the shorts?
I don't know. I've been too vocal. Is anyone else in shorts today, or is it cold where you are?
CVD's climbing. This is a good momentum indicator, hopefully. Oh, be careful. We just had some orders hit the market. Yup, be careful, guys. Be careful. Orders hitting the market. CVD's trying to climb back higher, trying to get above that 59.60, struggling around, dancing around, bopping and chopping and hopping around.
Can I ask you where you saw those orders? Do you have the dark pool data there or something? Because I didn't see anything new here.
Well, on Bookmap for a second, it got very red above us and below us for a moment, which shows us a lot of volume. But they pulled it. They pulled it. So those, because it's near where price is right now, they could show it, then they could pull it, then they could show it and pull it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not really seeing too much here, guys. We had good buying volume bringing us higher. We do have some targets to the upside, 59.70. I just need to see strong pressure through 59.61. Weighted index moving higher, VIX trying to move lower. These are bullish sentiments. A lot of resistance at this 59.61 area, guys. Dude, what an entry down here. That's crazy. I should have held that first contract a little longer. Guys, don't try taking these breakouts now. We already had a fantastic trade entry down here, so don't go giving the profits back. VIX moving lower, again, bullish sentiment. Apple trying to move higher, Tesla's moving lower, Nvidia's chopping, and Amazon's pushing lower. Guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream there because markets are very choppy and I don't want us to get in the habit of trying to overtrade and having to trade just because we're sitting in front of the chart. So YouTube guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I will see you guys on Wednesday. I'll go live on Wednesday. We'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week. And Discord, we'll be going live tomorrow. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Anybody has any questions, please shoot me a message. Love you guys. Have a great day. Hope you guys ended the day green. Take care. See you guys later.